but now apparently they pull like 30,000 people down at the
Yeah,
Garlic Festival.
they really,
Really?
yeah, they've totally just like turned it into this huge
It's
like
still kind of
marketing
depressing,
pull
though,
for the
because
town.
if you Google Gilroy and search Google Images, the first like 10 images are of a Barnes & Noble.
Oh,
Because
what?
like the town was so excited they got a Barnes & Noble.
Oh, so
Yeah,
it's just like all the articles are like.
That was the
Barnes
latest
and Noble.
news. Like since then, there's been nothing.
That's
Because that
so
Barnes &
funny.
Noble is surely gone.
Have you gone back since?
I have not. It's been years. All my family was from there, but they all moved to Sacramento. So
Oh, okay. So do they come out when you guys come play at?
sometimes we
Yeah.
like you know, if we're in Reno,
Yeah.
we'll see them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys played in Sacramento?
Yeah.
Yes, played a festival there, and my family did come.
Oh,
Yeah, remember my like little cousins
okay.
and aunts and uncles.
That's fun.
Fun bunch.
Very fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get started.
Cool.
So I guess like first thing is like, how is the tour going?
It's amazing. I think today might be the halfway point. So everybody's been kind of going like, it's halfway today.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Today is actually halfway, and it's been super fun. It's like we started the tour right when the record came out, so people hadn't really had a chance to listen to it, and you always have to like kind of warm up and be like, see how people are reacting to the songs. But now we're playing shows and people are singing along, and it's like the best feeling ever.
Yeah, definitely. And you guys played in Portland last night.
Yes, we did.
How was the Star Theater?
It was super cool, man. We got a whole like history lesson about how it used to be like a silent movie theater, and like the dressing room is the orchestra pit, and it was like a totally funky spot.
Yeah, the dressing room bathroom, you had stairs up to the toilet. It was pretty strange.
Yeah.
Portland.
But no, it was great. And then the night before that, playing Halloween in Seattle was like my favorite show of the tour so far. It was
Yeah.
just looking out at all the people in costumes and
Oh,
everyone
that's
was
good.
having a
That's
great
fun.
time. It was super cool.
That's awesome.
Did you guys wear costumes?
We did.
Yeah. I was a bishop.
Okay.
I was a nun.
You should have worn that for the chapel.
We kind of went on brand.
I know.
That was all
I
that was
tossed
left.
my hat into the crowd.
Yeah, she bouqueted it.
That's
Somebody
so
caught
cool.
it and
Yeah.
ended up hanging out with somebody in our touring crew. So
Yeah, they all
it
partied
was
all
like
night.
a bouquet.
Yeah.
Hey, it's fun. So you guys, your last show is like November 19th, and then you guys don't perform till late January.
Yes.
Because you guys are going to Europe.
Yeah.
Are you guys planning to take that time off, kind of keep it low key, or are you guys trying to go to Europe early? And
We're gonna write. We
Yeah.
actually
Right.
have some like studio time scheduled with Shane, the guy that does all our records, and we're gonna start like jamming on some new stuff. Feel like we have a lot of energy. I mean, not right now because we just drove from Portland, but in general, we have like a lot of like good energy, and we just said like, you know what, let's just bring Shane out. So we're gonna do like 2 weeks of recording, and then enjoy the holidays, and then hit the Eurozone.
yeah. And is there any place you're itching to see in Europe, or?
I mean,
I love going to France.
yeah, France is the best.
Yeah.
They've
We
always.
spend a lot of time touring in France. So.
I think because her name is Madeline, we do better there than anywhere else.
Oh, they're just.
They're drawn to the name.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually like 75% Irish, and I was always really excited to go there. And then, of course, when I went on stage, where I was like telling people like I'm super Irish, everybody was like, "Yeah, you and every American." That is
so
not
funny.
impressive to me.
That's super
Every
fun.
single person says that.
I love
So.
that. Yeah, I'm a little bit Irish, but I totally forgot about that. That's fun. Are you guys visiting Ireland on your tour?
No.
No, we've only
We went
played.
once, and then when I told them I was Irish, they
They were not impressed. You're like, I'm done.
They weren't impressed. You're like, let's just.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
We've ruined Ireland. We can't come back. That's funny. Yeah. So how did you guys come to know each other? I know you guys were originally from San Diego, and you guys ended up studying out in New York.
Yeah, well, the band who's opening for us, The Willows,
Mhm.
is my brother's band, and he was hitching a ride from New York.
I was helping out.
Helping out.
It was tour energy.
And I came to a show, and we met at a show, and then I was already moving to New York, so we just ended up making music in New York. So,
And
It
you
all
guys,
started at a concert.
yeah.
It all
Here
started.
we are now.
that's so fitting. What were you guys studying in school beforehand?
I think the technical name for mine was Images and Screen Studies. But we were studying like film and media. I don't know. We like. I think we both just like we wanted to do something artistic, but we didn't ever think that like music was something that was open to us. I think for her, because her whole family are musicians, so she's like, I'm gonna do something different. And for me, like, I just got a really late start. Like a lot of the guys that are in our band now were the artists that I went to go see in high school. You know, like they were like maybe 3 or 4 years older than me and like had awesome bands, and I didn't really know how to play, and I always wanted to play in their bands. And then I kind of took some like music classes in college and got a little better, and we just actually the way the band started was that she wrote a song with a guy who ended up playing bass for us for a while, who was like a really good, talented musician friend of mine, and she played it for me, and I was like, this is awesome. I was like, but I can do that. Like, why don't start a band with him, start a band with me.
Yeah.
And then we started writing, you know, I think the first 3 songs that we put out were the first 3 songs we ever wrote. So,
Oh, very cool.
but sometimes it just takes that little push. You know?
Yeah. Now, what time did you guys figure like you were gonna do this full time?
I think when we started like getting show offers and we were in class, like school, and we'd be like flying out to play shows, and we were like, this isn't gonna work. It's either school or the band, and you can always go back to school. So I think pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
But we won't.
Yeah.
We won't go
No,
back.
I won't go back.
And so you said that you kind of figured later in your college career that music was something you wanted to pursue. But when was it for you?
Really?
I
Did-
always wanted to do it. Like I recorded a lot when I was younger, but I just didn't think that it was ever possible. I mean, it seemed like a pipe dream. You know,
But just
I guess follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Did you have any push from like family? Because I know you come from.
But I just think she had to push the opposite way.
You think?
Yeah, no, never. Nobody ever pushed me. I mean, they gave me instruments when I was a kid and stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna be a cheerleader.
Yeah.
And then high school came around, and I was like,
Not gonna be a cheerleader.
not gonna be a cheerleader. Rock.
Yeah. I always say that that's my dream, is that I'm gonna have like a child, and from the moment they're born, I'm gonna say, you were born to be an artist. And then they're gonna be like, you know what, Dad, I'm gonna be a dentist. And I'm gonna say, you better not. And then when they get off stage at their dental certification, I'm gonna be standing in the back. Just,
It worked.
did it. I'm gonna be so proud.
Let him rebel. Let him rebel.
Let them rebel by being normal. That's my dream.
that's awesome.
I love it. So tell me a little bit about your like music writing process.
It really hasn't changed very much at all in the 7 years we've done this. I mean, it's just me and her in a room, like 95% of the time, and a lot of the times things. I mean, it starts with drums mostly. We'll find like a cool like break beat that we like and kind of like chop it up and alter it and then like replay it and start, like this, especially this time we had like almost identical setups at each one of our houses, and we had a studio for a while, so we'd have just all our instruments like always plugged in, ready to play. If like we'd hear a cool drum beat, we'd start just playing like a bass synth or like a guitar. Like, oh, go with that. So we're like kind of faking like we're a band, just the two
Yeah,
of
just
us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Piecing it together. Like it is our like dream that we would like have a full band and just jam. But if we did that, it wouldn't be us. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
part of the way that we do it is what makes it sound the way it is, and that's just like the reality that we've accepted. And that's why I think it takes a little longer sometimes for us to do things, but it's like we just do it our way.
Yeah, and like lyrically, are you guys writing during this process, or do you kind of wait till you have the instrumental?
Mostly instrumental. Everybody's always like, do you like have a journal and like keep
Yeah.
write your songs beforehand? But not really, because for me, it kind of like the music
Influences.
informs the lyrics.
Oh, that's cool.
But I mean, I also will like write little things down, but it's never like I never like complete a song before there's music.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I actually was like a couple days ago in Omaha, like a guy, I was at the back of the stage after we played, and a guy walked up to me, and I had my phone, and I was just going, bum 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 bum, and he just looked at me and he's like,
So
a lot of our songs start with just like
yeah,
voice
like-
memos or little like
That's
things
cool.
you know you hear from like, especially when you hear music from like the other room and you think you know what it is, and then you go out and you realize it's different, and then
But
you
you
have to
have
run back in the room and be
What
like,
you
that
thought
was
it
an
was."
idea and like go to try to like get it down, but you know, yeah, it comes in all different ways, I guess.
That's funny. I actually do the exact same thing. I have this app on my phone. It's called Loopy.
Oh, cool! I gotta look it
And,
up.
yeah, it's
I'm
like-
on voice memos. I'm ghetto.
Yeah, it's like no, it was like the cool part about it is it's like $3, but like you have like multiple like mixers,
Sure.
and so like I'll get this idea in my head. I'll like think of this tune, and then I'll like start like singing it into it, and then I'll like add something, and I'll just like get these ideas, and I'll just like
Cool.
I'll save them for later. I never go back to them, of course.
No, that's
Because that's just how I work. I just
No.
like start something and never finish it. But it's actually you guys would probably really dig
There's
it.
an artist that I really like now. His name is Steve Lacy, and he did like one of the songs for the new Kendrick album. He produced it, but he's like
Oh,
a
cool.
20-year-old kid,
Cool.
and he literally makes start to finish all of his music on his iPhone.
Really?
Steve Lacy.
Start to
Steve
finish.
Lacy. It's awesome.
Does he
Yeah.
use apps? Or
He
does
uses GarageBand.
Really?
Yep, and he'll
Eh.
tap out the drums, and then he has a little connector where he plugs in his guitar and his microphone, and it sounds amazing.
That's so cool.
Okay.
I love that. That's like how like Lorde started. Did you know Lorde? She like was just sitting in a room in New Zealand, just like at our family home, like 12 years old, recording
yeah,
like
yeah.
her first EP.
Totally. We
That's so
always
funny.
we always compare it to like. Have you guys seen High Fidelity?
Have not. No. Yeah. We'll
Never
make note of
mind.
it.
Oh, come on.
Go see it.
Pretend like we've seen it.
Well, there's a scene in the movie. These guys work at a record store, and they bust these like punk kids for stealing records.
Yeah.
And then they go outside, and they're like, "Let me see what you got," and they pull out the records, and it's like Serge Gainsbourg, and it's like the Beta Band, and it's just like all these like just really weird, cool records, and they're like, "What are you guys doing stealing these?"
Yeah.
And they go like, "Screw you," and run away, and then they drop their demo tape, and they bring it inside and they play it, and they're all just sitting there at the counter like this, and they go, "Is that the kids who stole the records?" And they go, "Yeah," and Jack Black goes, "It's really fucking good."
Oh, I gotta see that. I love
And
it.
then
Jack
they end up
Black.
like managing the band of the kids.
That's so
But
funny.
like Steve Lacy making his music on his phone, like we work so hard with all these
Yeah, all
crazy
this, like,
instruments
fancy
and all this
equipment.
expensive gear.
Yeah.
And then you hear it and you're like,
Yeah, it's the same thing in
it's
films
awesome.
when you hear like a super.
You know, like-
What was the name of the movie again?
High Fidelity, it's a classic, man, especially if you like music. That's like one of the best movies about music for sure.
See that.
Yeah, I'll have to.
John Cusack, prime John Cusack.
Love it.
Cues.
Okay. Oh, add to the list.
Yeah. So going back to album and whatnot, you guys just released. Did you guys have any specific goals or intentions with the albums when writing it, or just kind of just like flow?
I think we just wanted to make something that we were stoked on, that our fans would also be stoked on. I mean,
Sure.
nothing like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one was much less intentioned than anything we did before. Like, I think because we started out just putting out 3 songs and we had literally no other songs written, the first album was like, well, let's write more like that. And then the second one was like, oh, let's do more like that, but like make it a little different. And then this one was like, what should we do? You know, like we really did have like, we just hung out and listened to music for like a week, and we're just like, what do you like? You know, what are you into? Like, what it was like starting from scratch in a way. Like I had never heard Cocktail Twins before this record. Now they're one of my favorite bands. I had never heard Dark Side of the Moon.
Really?
I feel.
Blew my mind pretty hard. I mean, it was like we just took some time to discover, like, you know, more about ourselves and what we like and each other, and just tried to make something that we felt like represented us now, you know, rather than like, you know, hearkening to the past at all.
And do you feel like that's like really important to like the process? Is like listening to new music and
Yeah, I think it is at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I think for a band, like when you have like a record or a sound that resonates with people, like that's an amazingly special thing. And if you can tap into that place and like keep doing that and bring it forward, like, and explore it more, that's awesome. But you reach a point in your career where we are like 7 years in, where you're like, well, now I just want to do, I can do so many more things now, and I want to do them, and I want to expand and do something
But
different.
I feel like when we are in the studio, there's no other music.
True.
Never, like
Yeah,
when
we
we're
never listen to
actually
music.
recording, never listening to anything.
But I always think about, like, the career, like, arcs of, like, the greatest bands. Like Radiohead or the Beatles. Like,
Yeah.
their first 2 records, like, pretty similar. Third record, pretty different. Fourth record, Kid A, very different.
Yeah.
So that's
That's true.
where we're heading now, and truly uncharted waters is the dream.
That's
Yeah.
cool that you have that kind of like flexibility once you have the fan base and you've got the people who are
Sure,
excited
yeah.
to hear what you're gonna do, and if
Totally.
it's different, then it's
I
like,
mean, we made this record like
Yeah.
completely on our own. Like we like had had an amicable breakup with our previous label, and then we thought like, no, let's just do it by ourselves, and just when we finish it, we'll talk to people about who wants to put it out. You know what I mean? And that was like kind of a scary situation, but we were familiar with it because both previous records, even though we were on like a big label, I think they came by the studio like a total of 3 times over the entire 2 records. Like they just were like, do it. You guys know how to do it.
So you're
You know what I
basically
mean?
on your own anyway.
We were on our
So,
own
yeah,
anyway.
You got
that's
You
this.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that was like a gratifying experience to just, and then finally meet up with like the Cinderland Captured Tracks people who we felt like understood like our music so much, and we're so enthusiastic, and we're like, this is gonna be great. So we working with them now, and they're awesome.
And how recent is that?
We signed our record deal about 2 weeks ago.
oh shit.
Brandon.
We signed our record deal after our record came out.
Oh,
'Cause,
that's so funny.
We have a very tough lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they threw a cake in my face.
And then they smashed a cake in our face, and we signed the papers,
Aw.
and now we're officially part of the family.
Sweet. Cool. Congrats.
Yeah.
No, we're
That's
excited.
awesome. And what's your guys' like personal favorite songs to play at the shows?
I like playing I Took Your Picture because I ripped the bass synth. I get to play like the Moog, and I play like, for me it's crazy, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, Gary Newman / like Motel style, like power pop riff. I think it's just like,
And you can
Feel
like
it
hear
back
it
there.
and you can just
Oh, yeah.
vibe out. Yeah.
I switched this tour from like me and the guitar player used to switch off playing guitar and keyboards, and then he just told me, he said, I'm tired of doing this, because he thought it was he thought it was kind of what's the right word, not emasculating, but like it made him feel like a high schooler when we just had handed him the guitar and put it on his back and we'd switch.
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to play guitar. And I said, okay. So
You
now
can
I
pick
just,
it up yourself.
now I just play keyboards. He's a way better guitar player than me anyway, so it's for the best.
That's funny. And you guys, you guys played She Knows with J. Cole. How did you come to have that opportunity? in the first
I think
place.
we just got an email one day and they were like, J. Cole wants to sample your song.
Yeah, that was actually really funny because we were in the studio working on the second record, and we got the email saying like, hey, will you clear this sample for J. Cole? And we're like, what? And we stopped what we were doing and we plugged it into the big speakers, and it started, and it was like he just sampled our beat really, and it was like we're like, oh, this is so dope, and then this really loud voice came in. This is for sample clearance only. And, like, that would play like every 15 seconds to like
Yeah.
so we wouldn't leak it
Yeah,
or
yeah,
anything.
yeah,
And it would
yeah.
like we'd be like, oh, this beat's so hot. This is for sample clearance only. I think I like it, but actually I love it, and that song is amazing. I mean, we've had a lot of like, I don't know if I'd use the word success, but like a lot of just like luck with the integration with like different hip hop stuff. Like we've had
Yeah.
songs with Cameron and
Pretty good.
Freddie Gibbs and J. Cole and like a lot of different people. I mean, I think because
Technically, we have a weekend sample.
technically we have a weekend sample.
Technically.
Yep. You can't really hear it, but it's there.
It's a song called Outside that he.
Yeah, there's a little bit of our song in there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's so much stuff on SoundCloud and things I find everywhere. I think it's because our music kind of sounds like the records you would sample if you're making a hip hop beat,
See
but
that?
it's like
Yeah, yeah.
modern. So we're hoping to get more. We love it.
That's really cool.
That's super cool. And are there any artists in particular besides like working with these artists? Did you get to meet J. Cole by the way?
No.
No,